Released in 1973, American Graffiti plunges viewers into the neon-lit, high-octane world of early 60s teen culture. The streets of Modesto, California, come alive with rumbling engines, rock and roll blaring from car radios, and the restless energy of youth trying to find themselves. On screen, it looks effortless, a perfect portrait of cruising, drag racing, and late-night adventures. Behind the scenes, however, chaos reigned. George Lucas faced a relentless mix of near disasters, drunken actors, and a shoestring budget that made completing this now iconic film almost impossible. Here are 7 bizarre facts that reveal the madness, genius, and sheer unpredictability of making American Graffiti. 1. Harrison Ford refused to cut his hair. Ford agreed to take on the role of Bob Falfa only under one condition: he could keep his long hair. Lucas, needing the character to exude streetwise rebellion without breaking continuity, cleverly hid the hair under a Stetson hat. That hat didn't just conceal his locks, it became a defining part of Falfa's cocky, charismatic persona, cementing his image as the ultimate teenage hot rodder. 2. Vintage cars were rented for pennies. With a budget of just $775,000, Lucas couldn't afford a fleet of classic cars. Instead, he borrowed real vehicles from Modesto locales, paying a mere $20 to $25 each. Over 300 cars cruised through the streets, giving the drag racing scenes a tangible, authentic energy. The mix of 55 to 62 models became one of the film's most recognizable visual trademarks, making the city streets themselves feel alive. 3. Filming was brutal. The movie was shot entirely at night, over 28 consecutive nights, from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Cast members described it as living in a vampire movie. Exhaustion was constant, but the punishing schedule paid off. The nighttime glow and ambient neon lighting created the film's signature mood, a dreamlike reflection of teenage rebellion under the stars. 4. Wolfman Jack recorded in a bathroom. The legendary DJ, whose voice would become one of the film's most iconic elements, refused to appear on camera. Lucas found a cheap solution. Wolfman Jack recorded his parts in a trailer bathroom. The small, echoing space gave his radio voice a haunting resonance that became a crucial part of the movie's atmospheric soundscape. 5. Real car accidents happened on set. Not all the crashes were staged. During a drag race sequence, one car actually slammed into a fence, triggering a full police investigation. Lucas managed to turn disaster into opportunity. He invited the officers to Mel's Drive-In for burgers, and filming resumed, proving that improvisation was as essential to this film as careful planning. 6. Ron Howard almost turned down his role. Howard hesitated, worried about being typecast. He only accepted the role of Steve Bolender after Lucas promised his character depth and nuance beyond the typical teen archetype. Howard's performance was lauded for its subtlety and relatability, later serving as a stepping stone for his highly successful directing career. 7. The iconic graffiti font came from Modesto walls. The hand-drawn poster font that would become synonymous with American Graffiti was inspired by actual graffiti in Modesto. Universal Studios hated it, suggesting 50 alternate titles, but Lucas refused. The bold, rebellious lettering became a visual emblem of the film, perfectly matching its youthful energy and underground spirit. American Graffiti is more than just cars, music, and neon-lit nights. It's a behind-the-scenes story of chaos, ingenuity, and creative risk-taking. From drunken actors and real car crashes to innovative sound tricks and authentic local touches, the film captures both the energy of its era and the brilliance of George Lucas's filmmaking vision. It's a timeless ode to teenage rebellion and cinematic resourcefulness.